everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Sarah and this is Little Bins and Bricks. And did you know that March is Women in History Month, and we're actually focusing on Women in STEM Month over on my website called littlebinsforlittlehands.com. And really, what better material for STEM than Lego? Lego bricks and pieces are filled with opportunity for engineering and design and math. And Lego has even put out some really neat sets about women in NASA, and their partner ideas set, women in science. So we thought we would take a look at these today and check out these women of NASA and women in STEM for Women in History Month during the month of March. And I have another fun thing to share with you after we take a look at this set. So stick around for that. But first, let's go over this set. I'll show you each build in just a moment, but let's look at the box first. Now this is still, it's not available in the stores, but it is available on Amazon and on eBay. And the average price is about $40. So I don't know what the retail price was when it came out, but as you can see, it is set number 21312, Women of NASA, and you're going to have Sally Ride, Mae Jemison, Nancy Roman, and Margaret Hamilton, all women who have had considerable contributions to NASA and space exploration. So this is a pretty cool set. And it's a nice box. I like these boxes that open up. There's nothing exciting on the inside. And since I have them already built, let's use this for a little stand. So when you do open this, all four women are mixed up within the packages. So you're just going to open the things up and dump them out. They're not separated by bag. But you do get an instruction manual, and inside the instruction manual gives a little information about each female, and it's really neat to read about Margaret Hamilton, who is a computer scientist. Sally Ride is a physicist, astronaut, and entrepreneur. She's the first woman in space for the 1983 Challenger, so that's pretty cool. And Margaret Hamilton's her team, and she led a team of software engineers that helped the 1969 Apollo lunar landing, the first landing on the moon. Her software helped land the men on the moon, and it was the first computer software on the moon. So that is pretty fabulous as well. Nancy Roman, she loved astronomy. She had an astronomy club when she was 11. It makes me think of my son, who's 11, and is just so curious about different things. And it's interesting to see what kids might start with at a young age and then later go on to do these amazing big things in the world. But what is she most noted for? She is noted for the development and launching of numerous satellites, including her work in the planning of the Hubble Space Telescope in 1990, and she is actually referred to as Mother of Hubble, so that's pretty fun. She's received quite a bit of awards, and she works in astrophysics. And then there's Mae Jemison, who is actually the first woman of color in space. So although Sally Ride was the first female in space, Mae Jemison was the first woman of color in space. And she was, in 1987, one of 15 individuals chosen from 2,000 applicants to train to be a NASA astronaut. In 1992, she launched into space aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour, spending over 190 hours conducting life sciences, material sciences, and medical experiments, traveling over 3 million miles. And so she was the first woman of color in space. So each woman, and then she went on to found international science camps and to become an environmental studies professor. So there's lots to read about. These women are fabulous, fabulous women. And the instruction manual continues on to talk about the designers, the two designers involved in the project, Gemma Anderson and Marie, I'm not going to say this well, Sertelanges. I imagine it's pronounced much differently than what I'm saying. But they discussed how, and here's actually a picture of each of the scientists that have their own page, each of the women. And designers just talked about how important it was to get all the details right. And these minifigures that come with this set are actual representations of each of the women. So there wasn't any just making up details. They really wanted to capture these women in ways that they felt were appropriate to them. So that's pretty cool to read about too. So if you take a look at this first model, you've got Sally Ride over here in the blue with her camera, and Mae Jemison over here in orange, wearing a helmet, and then you got this cool shuttle build that's makes a nice display piece. And you'll notice that each scientist has a printed tile for their name. I love that. Just makes a really great display. And then got Margaret Hamilton over here. Remember, she is a computer programmer, software engineer, and this is a nice printed tile here. You know, like a stack of books and papers. Again, her printed tile. And it's really a great representation of her. The minifigures on these three are also great. And then we have Nancy Roman. And then she's got her telescope. And then she's got another cool printed tile here. And again, her printed name tile. So there is definitely, these are great little builds, great for displaying, great if you have curious kids who want to learn more about some of the different scientists, and especially if you have a young girl who's just very curious, very adventurous, dreams about being an astronaut, dreams about being a scientist. This is a spectacular set to get with them, build with them, talk about these wonderful women. As you can see, we're actually right next to the Millennium Falcon, which is kind of a spacecraft of sorts. But this is a really awesome little set. Again, set number 21312, the Women of NASA. And each of these women had a very important but different role in NASA too. So it's really awesome to see women across the board doing amazing things. And then also for Women in History Month, I put together a PDF file. Now, note this is, ooh, that's a shiny cover. Let me get that. I have a shop where I sell PDF files of STEM activities, and this is a Women in STEM PDF file. I actually sent it off to Staples just to have it copied and bound so that I could show it to you easier, but what you would purchase is the actual file. And what it is we have many women featured in here. I'll show you a few. There are activities for each one. There are, even beyond these four women who are also in this book, we have Mary Anning, we have Agnes Pockles. These are all famous women in STEM and science. You'll see we have a page on Sally Ride, and you'll find a totally doable activity. You'll find word searches and secret codes for each one. Here we have Nancy Grace Roman. We have Marie Tharp. We've just added Patricia Bath, actually, to that with a very cool activity. We have Marie Curie. Marie Curie, there we go. So there's definitely lots of fun things to do. We have Amelia Earhart, and if you have been following along with Lego.com, Amelia Earhart is actually having a promotional Lego set come out this month too, which I think, now that I put two and two together, Women in History Month, and Amelia Earhart is a real woman of history. So I'm excited to get that one on Saturday, the 6th. So we'll maybe do another little video showing that off for Women in History Month too. So this is an awesome collection of women. Jane Goodall, here's another Margaret Hamilton, and there is a doable activity for each one. Mae Jemison. And like I said, we added Patricia Bath to it. So you can actually go to my Shopify store. I'll leave the link in the description, and you can get your own copy of this. And then again, I sent it to Staples. I do not send physical copies out, but you can purchase the PDF and then print it at your leisure, or print one scientist at a time, things like that, or view it on your tablet and just print out the pages you need for any activities. Therefore, so that concludes Women in History STEM Month Part 1. I've got another Part 2 and a Part 3 coming up for you as well with some more fun builds. So if you have a personal favorite famous women in history or STEM, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And all month long, we will be focusing on some Lego sets that really highlight women in STEM. So make sure to like, subscribe, follow along, and we will be adding more of these videos in the near future here, as well as our city updates, because there's so much going on there. So stick around, enjoy the videos, happy building, and we'll see you in the next video.